with the basketball.
Luka fought him out to three. He'll step to his left.
Hammers it home.
Doncic for the lead.
Doncic pulls up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good! Doncic wins the game at the buzzer!
This video's direction has changed as the Mavericks season ebbed and flowed. At this point, knowing what we know, I don't think it's a bad take to say that Luka Doncic is the best player in the world. His historic start to his career, along with his progressions in his already stellar skill set, is very promising, even with some gripes that people have with certain aspects of his game. With that being said, let's be real about Luka Doncic. Over 90% of the people that watch my content are not subscribed, so if you're messing with the videos, please hit that sub button and the noti bell so you'll get notified every time I upload. But let's get back to the hoops. For starters, I want to get into Luka Doncic's historic career start. In his 6 professional NBA seasons, he's managed to get 5 All-NBA teams and 5 All-Star teams. He's only one of 3 players to have 4 All-NBA first teams before 25 years old, a list that includes Kevin Durant, Tim Duncan, and obviously Luka Doncic. His career averages so far through 6 seasons are 28 points per game, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. His playoff career numbers are even better, averaging 30.9 points per game, 8 assists, and 9 rebounds. That 30.9 points per game is also the second best points per game average in the playoffs of all time. He is the second player ever to amass 10,000 points, 3,000 rebounds, and 3,000 assists before hitting the age of 25, a list with only Luka and LeBron James on it. And he has already broke the Mavericks scoring record for a season, getting 2,341 points in one season, which are all amazing feats that you cannot deny the man's greatness. I feel like even at this point in his career, with what he's amassed, it's not a stretch to say that Luka would be a favorite to get in the Hall of Fame right now. There's not many players that even have this much success in their entire career, so for Luka to have this much success in his first 6 seasons in the league is absolutely ridiculous. Some of the criticisms that people have with Luka are very, very valid, and to be fair, I also have some of those criticisms, so we can get into those right now. The first criticism I don't really agree with, and it's that Luka isn't a winner. And respectfully, within the first 6 seasons of a person's career, I don't expect you to have 2-3 championships already. I don't. Luka has not even reached the age where we call people in their prime yet. I don't expect a player who just hit 25 to have 2-3 championships. And with what we've seen from Luka's career, how can you say that he's not a winner? He's led them to the playoffs 4 out of his 6 seasons. He has a conference finals appearance, and he has a finals appearance already at only 25 years of age. So already with this resume, I would say that he's on the path to being a winner already. Not only that, he has the clutch shots, he has the playoff moments, he has the regular season moments, and he has the mentality of a winner. Absolutely. When the big games come on, whether they win or lose that game, Luka Doncic is going to come out and give his 110%, give you a great effort. And I don't really understand how you can say a guy who's been winning all these games is not a winner just because he doesn't have a championship yet. It's not great logic. I don't really like ring culture for that reason. The next gripe is that he doesn't play defense, and this is a more nuanced situation than people really give it credit for. I think Luka has amazing hands. He's always averaged at least a steal, and I think his hustle also got a lot better this regular season. If you actually watch this regular season, you will see Luka, even though he's not a lockdown defender, he will stay in front of guys. He'll dive for loose balls, and like I said, he has really good hands on defense. Now in the playoffs, a lot of that changed. Luka was playing great defense for the first round or two, and then that knee injury. If you remember what was going on in the playoffs, Luka was playing on a bum knee for a decent portion of the playoff run, and that clearly caught up with him by the time we started playing the Timberwolves. He couldn't stay in front of anybody, and the Celtics decided to attack that, and I don't blame them for that at all. Luka clearly could not slide. His lateral quickness was completely shot, and he does not normally defend like that. So I don't want people to take what they saw in that final series because they don't routinely watch the Mavericks and just go, oh, Luka's trash on defense. He actually had one of the best defensive years of his career, and it was very impressive. I don't think he's as bad of a defender that people let on. I don't think he's a lockdown defender by any means, but he can definitely slide, stay in front of a guy, and lead him into the paint for one of our centers to collect the rebound and finish off that defensive possession. And the last criticism is super duper valid, and now he's a crybaby, and I can't say anything about that. He needs to shut up and hoop. I've never really seen a player complain so much to the point where it actually affects the flow of the game, and that is a huge gripe I have with Luka. He'll complain if he gets a call, he'll complain if he doesn't get a call, and it affects how the next possession or two goes, and I think that's just unacceptable for a player of his caliber. You got to eat that, bro. You got to eat that and just keep playing. Like, the whistle does not control the entire game, and you're still having success with or without those calls. So I feel like you just got to keep it pushing, because if you run back on defense hard instead of complaining to the ref or jumping around trying to get a call, I think it'll be way better for our team. All right, let's get back into some positive stuff, because Luka had an amazing season this year. First of all, he was the scoring leader by far this year. Nobody really came close to him, and he also was second in assists. I was really hoping he could get up to that first spot so he could be the scoring and assist leader, but he didn't get there. Last season, I was wondering, how does Luka get better? He averaged 32, 8 and 8 a season ago. So how do you even build on a season like that? He did that by almost averaging a 34-point triple-double. Luka averaged 33, 9, and 9. That 33 is 33.9. He almost averaged 34 points. And that 9 assists is 9.8. So he genuinely almost averaged a 34-point triple-double this year. I really wish he could have gotten it done. But either way, this is the first 33, 9, and 9 season ever. I'm going to put a little star next to that, because obviously we've had a 31, 10, and 10 from Russell Westbrook. We've had a 32, 12, and 11 from Oscar Robertson. We've had a 30, 10, and 8 from James Harden, but none of those are 39 and 9. First 39 and 9 in NBA history. This season, he had the most points, rebounds, and assists per game combined since the NBA-ABA merger. He shot 62% true shooting, 49% from the field, and 38% from three, which is a career high for him and up from 34% last season. He had a 73-point game, and although we did not have the highest seeding this year, he led the Mavericks to a 50-win season. All things considered, this is absolutely an MVP caliber season, even though he didn't win the award or come in second, which I think is crazy. This is an MVP caliber season. He follows that up in the playoffs by beating the 4th seeded Clippers in 6 games, beating the 1st seeded Thunder in 6 games, and then dog walking the 3rd seeded Timberwolves in 5 games. I had to mention the dog walking because Timberwolves fans for some reason love to rag on the Mavericks like they didn't lose in 5 games and get absolutely fried in game 5. I'm sorry, I just had to get that off my chest. They beat 3 50-win teams on their way to the finals. That is a super impressive run no matter which way you slice it. Little caveat there, obviously Kawhi Leonard did not play in the first round, but that Clippers team was still a pretty good team. He is the first player ever in a postseason to lead the postseason in points, rebounds, assists, and steals, and he also led the finals in points, rebounds, and steals with 2.6 steals per game, which is pretty good for somebody that doesn't play defense in my opinion. Lastly, my question would be, why not? Why not call Luka Doncic the best player in the NBA? And the only other player who I would really have in contention for that number 1 spot is Nikola Jokic, and I can't really argue that. A guy who has a ring already, he has 3 MVPs already. He's putting up very similar numbers, although not as crazy with the volume. He's still putting up a damn near triple-double himself. So if you were to give it to Jokic, I can't say anything about that. I'm not mad at that at all. But I'm still going to give Luka the nod. For everything that I've listed in this video, I feel like Luka Doncic has definitely stamped his name in the NBA as the best player in the league. Nobody's putting up the numbers that he's putting up. He looks eccentric on the floor. The eye test also matches that statement. If you look at the playoff moments, even just this season, he's had so many moments. And I just feel like Luka Doncic, he's done enough to earn that title as best player in the league. He has everything except for the hardware. We need an MVP this season. We need a ring sometime in the future. We absolutely need that to just solidify it, because I feel like that's the only thing truly stopping people from giving Luka that best player in the league mantra. So hopefully he can get some of that hardware sometime in the future. And yeah, even without it, I still think he's the best player in the league. If you agree, disagree, let me know. Put it in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch y'all in the next one.